A dance teacher who bombarded a 13-year-old boy with sexual messages has been spared jail. Jennifer Hess, 48, and secretly sent the boy intense sexual WhatsApp messages, a court heard. The married mom of two also encouraged the boy to be touchy around her for sexual gratification, it was said. In one message she told him, "I need you to be touchy all the time." Hess then warned him to quickly delete the messages so that his parents would not discover them, Gloucestershire Live reports. She also said she felt an odd combination of dizziness and calm in that she could not breathe when he was with her. The exchange of messages culminated in Hess repeatedly telling him that she loved him. Hess encouraged the boy to be touchy around her for her own sexual gratification, a court heard. Image, BNPS. When the victim told Hess that he had a girlfriend and wanted the relationship to stop, she became jealous and pressured him to carry it on, the court. The alarm was raised when the boy's mother discovered the messages and went to the police. Hess was found guilty of sexual communication with a child to gain sexual gratification following a trial and was sentenced at Bournemouth Crown Court. Nicola Talbot Hadley, prosecuting, said, "The victim gave evidence in which he rejected that he had a crush on Mrs. Hess, and the jury also rejected this version of events. What is happening where you live? Find out by adding your postcode." The jury were given a great deal of messages between them. It was extremely intense and emotionally pressurizing. It often took place late at night and the defendant was under the influence of alcohol some of the time. The messages were sexualized and there was reference to touch and tease. She repeatedly told him she loved him. The court heard how the victim eventually told the woman he had a girlfriend. The court heard that Hess's response was, "You are 13 and do not have the capacity for that yet. I want you to be able to love me exactly the way I need." Sign up for our daily newsletter to keep up to date with all the essential information at www.mirror.co.uk/email. Mrs. Talbot Hadley went on. It became his new normal that he had to deal with such intense and pressurized messages. They left him stressed out and embarrassed. Hess gave a letter to the judge in which she said she had trouble understanding boundaries. Addressing her victim's family in court, she said she had overstepped boundaries again and again. She said, "This feels unforgivable and breaks my heart. I would like to step back in time and change what I have done. All I can do now is work on my mental health and make sure I never make the same mistake again." Audrey Archer, mitigating, said that Hess was suffering from unacknowledged depression and childhood trauma and suffered from an unhappy marriage during the period of the offending. Judge Richard Onslow chided Hess for treating the 13-year-old boy as a romantic figure who she subjected to outpourings of love. He said, "You were treating him as a romantic figure knowing all the while that he was 13. You bombarded him with messages and would not listen when he said, 'Please stop.' He found it very difficult to deal with. You put a heavy burden on him to satisfy what you perceived to be your needs. Some of these messages were for the purposes of sexual gratification." Hess was given a 12-month prison sentence suspended for 18 months. She must also complete 100 hours of unpaid work and has been placed on the sex offenders register for 10 years. Hess was given a restraining order and a sexual harm prevention order forbidding her from contacting boys under 16 without the consent of their parents for 5 years.